Hello everyone, good day, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. I hope you're having a great day. So what are we here for? Well, today, it kind of occurred to me that I have a lot of different videos rambling about Rance in multiple different ways and, ranking the games, like ranking the characters, ranking the gameplay, all that good stuff. But I haven't really, actively posted about how I would personally order each of these games and what's like, obviously my most favorite, everyone probably already knows it by now, but what's like, what are the rankings leading up to that, I just thought it might be kind of interesting to talk about it, and yeah, I don't have anything else to say on that. I just thought it'd be fun, because I'm currently in the midst of editing, but with school being a massive pain in the ass, I can't edit as fast as I want, or I can't spend as much time on it. So I kind of want something just, fun to ramble, It's not going to be the most intelligent commentary, but it's something. I've spent a lot of brain cells thinking about these games and kind of how, which ones I like the most, which ones I like the least. So I guess some quick, not disclaimers, but just general discussion. Obviously, this will include spoilers. I can't really ignore that. It may not be literally everything about the game, but enough to where you probably won't want to hear if you haven't played it too much. I'm using a tier list format just because I think I like how it looks visually, but this obviously isn't like it's not like a typical like, oh, this is D tier, this is blah blah tier. It's just for the sake of visuals, and I'll have probably some gameplay in the corner if you want to look at it, a little cohesiveness, but this is more of just a me yap, not necessarily a very visual intensive thing or anything like that. I'm just here to talk about my opinions. So yeah, I guess the other, main disclaimer is that obviously 15, if you take into account, what's it called? Take into account Rance 2, this would probably be 16, but I haven't played Rance 2 yet because I've already talked about this, but, I'll mention it here too, of course. I'm pretty sure the game is just Rance 02, like, in terms of the script and, like, gameplay, it's just the same. They didn't really change anything. Obviously, for Rance 02 Kai, I believe that's the one that has, like, the modified script. That's cool. But when I played Rance 02, I didn't play the updated script. I just played the original one. So, my experience with it is kind of just that it seems like it's the same game with pixel art. Which, obviously, that's great and cool, but when I'm unfortunately more busy than I would like to be, I don't have quite the time to dedicate to it right now. But so that's the only reason why Rance 2 isn't here, but I've played Rance 1, I played 3, obviously 4, and yeah, so there you go. So for sake of, just the video, you can imagine that wherever I place 02 is where 2 probably is, like, I don't know. I guess technically, at some point, maybe I will play, like, 2 and then play the modified script for 02, but that is a future problem. We've yapped enough. Let's just get on to ranking things. So first, the bottom game is probably not going to surprise you. It's Rance 1. Now, I'm going to give, obviously, some huge, what's the word, like, preface. I don't hate this game. I have, like, a soft spot for it. I know ever so often I see, like, a viral tweet or, like, a viral post that's like, Rance 1 fucking sucks. Why would anyone play this? And, I'm willing to acknowledge that it's not the best, it's not, like, I don't know, amazing tier video game, but, like, if you said, like, if we were to attribute this, like, a letter ranking or, like, a numerical ranking, like, I would still play this at what, like a 5 out of 10, maybe 4 out of 10, which obviously is still on the lower, like, echelon of stuff, but I don't really hate this game for what it is. I kind of just have, like, a big soft spot for it. I obviously, even if some of it is partially more just because of what this game represents, like, obviously, it's the start to the Rance series. That's, like, novel enough, right? It plays like ass. The gameplay is ass, but like there's so much charm to it to me that like I can't really hate it at all, honestly. It's a really cute little game. It does obviously kind of feel like the gameplay itself is like it wasn't made with like actual like game design in mind, but that's fine. I really adore the like old, I don't know if it's just the old art style. Well, I guess that counts. Yeah, I have always had a soft spot for like the 80s/90s like aesthetic and like art style, and obviously that's in this game too. And it has a lot of charm to it. Obviously it sets up for what it is. I do think even if like Rance himself isn't as like flashy or like maybe as funny as you might expect him to be or like in later games, I still think it's plenty amusing on its own. It's just a cute little game. I don't know. It's like if I had nostalgia for it, that's probably the closest feeling I could, I guess, attribute to this game. Obviously, I don't because I wasn't alive, but you kind of get what I mean. I'm willing to acknowledge it's objectively not a great game, but it, like, I love what it represents. You know, it's the first Rance game. Like, that's so cute. The art style is adorable. The dialogue is silly. I have always been fond of the kind of, what's it called? I don't know if it's just like adventure game, click and choose type of style of game, where you get to like do all the random dialogue options and dialogue prompts, and different stuff happens. So obviously it's more bare bones in this game compared to like later things, but still, like, it's cute. Yeah, and it's also very short. I think that's part of why I don't mind it that much. Like, if you don't use a guide, then I guess I could see it taking maybe a bit longer, and then maybe you're like, oh, this shit sucks, it wasted all of my time. But I beat it in a day, because I just kind of followed a guide to make sure I wasn't fucking trolling. So, it didn't take that much of my time. I got to experience a cool little part of history, and, you know. So, this is a really long ramble for a game I'm not that high on, but I just wanted to, like, kind of elaborate that. You know, even though, obviously, I think 01 kind of mogs it in terms of, like, its story and everything, and, like, characterization, all that stuff, I still do love what this game represents. I love how it started. It's still, like, it's got a little special place in my heart. So, I can't hate this game. Next, we have, I will admit, I'm kind of cheating here, but I will put 4.1 and 4.2 here. And this probably isn't a hot take, probably, but I guess I would like to, one, state that there's actually a pretty big gap between these two games for me, or, sorry, I guess I should say thing. Like, I like these two games noticeably more than I like one, and I think the 4.x duology is low-key. Okay, let me not act like I am a huge, like, I'm super involved in, like, the fan base as a whole, and, like, to partake in that much discussion outside, like, friend groups, but it feels like the sentiment is that these games are, like, god-awful trash, or, like, maybe not that harsh, but, like, they're mid, they're bad, and, like, I never really felt that negatively at them. I honestly, I don't know if I should say I like them a lot, but I kind of like them a lot, honestly. Obviously, you know, I get the complaints about, like, the gameplay, how it's structured, blah, 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 but, like, that's fine to me. I don't really care that much. I think partially why I look back so fondly on these games is that they're hilarious. I think that they nailed the, like, humor and dynamics in these two games really well. Like, even though most other things, well, not most, I do like their art style. It's cute. It does kind of establish random things that come back in later games, which is pretty funny, and, like, you wouldn't think so, but, like, oh, it's actually kind of relevant to the lore of it, which is also really amusing to me that these, like, little silly comedy games tie in shit, but, Like, one of my favorite characters is Wenlina. I think that's how you say her name. Forgive me, but she's like the cutest little goblin ever, and she's in this game, and she's God, kinda. That's cool. But yeah. I just think that these games are really funny. I've talked about this before, but stuff like the Athena plus Rance duo is like pure cinema. I love, I don't remember what exactly her name is, but like when Syl takes on like the pink mask or whatever, like superhero role, and is like always following around Rance to make sure he doesn't get into bigger trouble. That's really cute. Hisara is, her circumstances are unfortunate, I will admit, because, you know, the bird cup scene is really funny. I will admit. I don't know if that's a hot take. I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but they're really funny to me. Or I shouldn't say but they're, in general, his drama with Rance is like it's so freaking goofy. But yeah. There's just a lot of really funny things. Mainly Athena is probably partially, I guess her and Rance are like my favorite individual element, I guess. And why I would safely say, oh, I genuinely like these games quite a bit. But in general, there's just so much like cute and funny moments. Not everything is perfect. I distinctly remember being like slightly weirded out. Maybe not weirded out, like, this, I know what the series entails, so, like, maybe I shouldn't say that, but, like, stuff like the torture, quote-unquote, scene with, the, like, pink hair girl, like, the bunny, little hair ornament thing that I do not remember her name, but, like, I didn't like that. It made me, it's like, okay, I don't want to see her, number 2 on this game. Like, I was really concerned that was the direction it was gonna take, which I know, guys, I apparently I have some sort of ethical on that, but, you know, outside of that, I just had a fun time the entire 2 games, and they're short, you know, not that being short, like, automatically makes something immune to criticism, but, like, being maybe, how would I describe these games? Maybe slightly above average to maybe average-ish / I don't know. Like, being in that range of a game, but if you're pretty short, that means if you're funny or you're quirky, I'll probably still like it quite a bit. But if you're like a 70-hour game and the best way I can describe it is slightly above average and kind of mid on a good day, then I don't like you. You took way too much of my time to be average. So, I don't know. That's kind of how I judge it. I don't know. I don't have too much else to say. These games are, I don't know if I should say underrated, but don't hate them. They're funny. Yeah. I'm chill with them. I like them. Next is probably something else that will not really surprise anyone. It is, hold on. I might do a last minute change. I think I will pick, okay, my last minute change is I'm just gonna have O2 here. I originally was gonna have this above 5D, but I think I like it a little less than 5D. Not by much. It's not like it's some big, like, achievement, but I do like quite a few things about this game. This is similarly another thing that it might be, I don't know if I should say overhated, but maybe a little. For one, I will give credit, okay, maybe I shouldn't give credit to a game I haven't played, but assuming that Rance 2 is fairly similar to this game, just older, as in, like, older art, but everything else is roughly the same, since I think that's what I read about, like, the script and everything. For not Kai, but specifically, like, base Rance 02. I gotta give a, like, this game is genuinely, it's actually kind of impressive that this would exist so relatively soon after Rance 1. Like, I think it's a huge step up. Like, I think that's kind of admirable. You know, I gotta give my respect where it's due. It introduces a lot of pretty iconic characters, which, you know, I enjoy. Obviously, I'm a huge Shizuka fan. I'm sure no one's really surprised at that. But even stuff like Bird existing, how they take his character is really funny. Characters like Maria, obviously. Melee, no. Is it Mill? Is Millie the the tiny one and then Mill is the big one? Loki, I don't remember. The one who gets transformed into an adult. I'm not that fond of her, but she's still cute. She's still funny. I do think that I'm not like, in general, I don't find the way they take her interactions to be that amusing, so she's never been like a top overall favorite character for me, but like, she has her moments, specifically in like Kichiko, and I think a bit in Quest, when she has to like deal with like her older sister dying. Granted, she won't always die in Kichiko, but I mean, I guess technically it's canon, right? Because she's just dead in Quest, which is cryptic. But anyway, maybe, I feel like I remember something that happened, say, in like the end of 03? Maybe I'm being delusional. I don't remember. I think there's like something that connects, that talks about her dying off screen, but I don't know if it's like, if that actually happened or if I just like dreamt of it. But anyway, regardless, I'm going to set a side tangent. Osu does have generally, you know, obviously introduces iconic characters. I've always been the fairly big Ran enjoyer as well, mainly because of Kichiko, admittedly. I kind of, in every other game, she's cool. There's definitely moments that I'm just blanking on, so forgive me. But I'd always liked her in Kichiko because I thought the way they handled like her depression was really emotional, honestly. Anyway, though, obviously that's not credit to O2. I'm just kind of elaborating that, hey, I like everyone that it introduces, and that's, at least I give that some credit. You know, it's not necessarily all of the game. I think stuff like Maria's dialogue in this game is like really goofy. I did like that it separated, I guess technically this happened in 1/01 for a bit too, but I thought separating Syl from Rance was always a choice that, like, I like what it does over the course of the series and kind of how it slowly builds towards establishing that Rance loves Syl and needs her. He just doesn't want to admit it because he's a bum. And obviously, while this time separated here isn't a ton, it's enough to where I think it's notable, especially obviously because it involves Bird, and Bird is a character of all time. You know, I'll be frank. What else do I like about this game? I mean, obviously this is, remember I say that I like Shizuka a lot. I do think that the plot with her and wanting revenge is fairly interesting. I have always, obviously, even if her characterization here maybe isn't always top one, or isn't like how one compared to how it evolves in the series, I still really enjoy her in this game just purely because of the like revenge plot. Like, I don't know, it's interesting. I think characters who want revenge are cool. The characters who have a lot of hate are great. I guess that's the way to put it. Stuff like I think towards the end of the game, you go to hell. I don't know if it's literally hell or just like demon land, but when Rance gets his soul sucked out of him, literally, with like the demon, like succubus characters, it's really amusing. Random other stuff like the dual twin sister plot and like how it ties into like the old dude. I don't fully remember. I just remember finding it funny and like, what the hell is going on? So, you know, content. In general, I guess maybe if I had to guess why some people don't like this game that much outside of like its gameplay, which fair enough, is maybe just because it's not as like it's not quite as interesting / notable as like other games outside of introducing these iconic characters. That's fair enough. You know, I'm not gonna try and argue that this game is secretly a masterpiece, but I think that like even if it's not sure it doesn't hold up the best compared to the games following after it, I think still because of just Rance being who he is, how funny he is, even being like a kind of mid Rance game is still like pretty good overall. Like I would still rather play through Rance 02 or even 2 at this point than something like am I getting in trouble if I say the Cold Steel games for Trails? I'd rather play this slop than that any day of the week. You know what? I'll say it loud and proud. But in general, obviously, part of that's just because of its length. It's still a pretty short game, but you get the idea. Like, even if a Rance game is mid, if you said you're gonna play this bad game or play Rance 02, I'm gonna pick 02. Like, I don't give a shit. I just don't think it's that bad of an actual game. It's just, it doesn't hold up as well as, you know, everything after it. And I do think if you kind of sit back on it and like look back, there's some stuff to enjoy here that like, it's cool. It's a chill game. Obviously, I know that a lot of it comes from its gameplay itself not being great, and I don't blame anyone for hating that specifically, but in general, I think the game itself is a little overrated. So, yeah. Now we can go to the game that was meant to be above it, or originally wasn't, but now it is. It's 5D. And what kind of prompted me to think this way? It was mostly, okay, I admit partially, this is probably because I think its gameplay is fucking hilarious. I remember the day I beat it, which, wait, okay, did I talk about this in, I don't think I talked about this in the gameplay video, but I played through like 50 to 70, very cryptic range for me to say, but I played through most of this game at a bar, like just chilling in the corner. I was like, this is a good vibe. And I just played for most of this game. So, you ever want someone who played Rance game public? There it is. I'm that person, I guess. Whenever I want to replay a Rance game, like maybe I'll do it at college or something, just for the love of the game. You know what? Adds to my character development. But for real, 5D, I think part of it I look back fondly just during the time of playing it because it's honestly it's really funny to think about it like that. But also, what's it called? Hold on, I'm blanking. Oh, in general, I think that it's shorter, I think, which probably also helps to it being more contained and more funny in its runtime than like 02, and being a bit more memorable, I think. Even if partially is because the gameplay is so ridiculous. I do think it adds. Also, I guess I could have maybe prefaced it. This is mostly looking through the lens of like, mostly narrative. I guess like this tier list, or not tier list, this ordering is more from like a narrative perspective, but I do still take into account gameplay whenever I think about these games still, just not as much as like other things. But okay, that was Chipin intro. Now we're getting it 25 minutes in, no problem. Anyway though, yeah, I look back kind of fondly this game because of it. But then also stuff like, I love Rizna. She's hilarious. She's super cute. She never ended up a character that I, like, okay, I love her, obviously, she's great. But she was never a character who, like, resonated with me compared to, like, Kopanon, you know, other, like, notable characters, like Syl, you know, everyone that you probably know who I love. But Rizla was always, like, a step below them because she never quite gripped me the same way. But I still really love her, obviously. She is such a cutie. And I kind of enjoyed that, like, when I first saw her, I kind of thought that she was going to be, I think the game starts with this impression too, that she's gonna be like this very sophisticated, like, I mean, I guess she is, she just has, like, the curse. But I guess I didn't expect her to be as airheaded and, like, silly as she is. Like, granted, even if part of it is because, like, whatever curse stuff and, like, but I mean, you see how she acts with Rance and, like, 6 and stuff, so I don't think it's that crazy to say, that she's a little goober. But I expected her to be far more stoic and, like, less goofy than she is, which is probably fair enough. And she ended up being complete goober, and I love that. And, obviously, as this game introduces Kabadon, I freaking love Kabadon. She's one of my favorite Rance girls, just in general. She's so funny. I think her whole debacle with, like, her age, it's like, what, like 27 or like she's super young, and she's still freaking out, like, oh my god, Rance Sama isn't going to love me because I'm this age, that she keeps, like, lying about it, or, like, doing super goofy things to try and be, like, youthful, and, like, and then she just paused on to, like, I need to make more money. Like, he won't leave me if I have money. Like, I love that for her. She's so silly. Her design is also really peak. You know, most of my opinions on, like, Rance character designs is probably pretty well documented, but in particular, I've just always thought that Kabana is, like, one of the cutest, like, peak designs they've ever created. Like, I love her so much. And obviously this game introduces that, and I think that's great. Also, it features a nice little bird cuckage again, you know, getting troll, building up his fucking origin story. It has more Athena. I remember her quite as well in this game compared to, like, the 4.x games, but, you know, she's still in it. She's still funny. We're still being cute. Still, CGs in this game are really, really adorable. Yeah. You know, Rance picks her, like, it's cute. It's super cute. This game in general is really cute. Like, it's obviously super silly, but it's also, like, randomly kind of adorable. What else is there? I don't really think about, like, its OST much. Like, it definitely has, like, its one-off bangers, you know, every game got that, but nothing too crazy. But in general, I don't know. It's like I'm willing to acknowledge this game's flaws, mainly just because of why is it 100% orange juice but more orangey? Like, that's hilarious. But in general, I look back pretty fondly on this game still. Like, it's, I don't know. I think it just helps that it has a lot of characters I really enjoy and love silly moments. Like, random ghost drama, like, I fuck with it, sure. Next, we have Rance 01. And this might shock some people, maybe? I don't know. That, you know, this game is kind of low. Well, maybe not kind of low. I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's low, but, you know, whatever. This is for a couple reasons. First of all, even before I play these games, you already know I am the biggest Rance, like, OG Rance 3 and Rance 4 defenders on the planet. I love those games to death. They're great. And I think part of it comes from, I find, maybe not so much 4, but at least 3, I find 3 more fun than 01. Maybe it's just partially because it's more, like, it's less mentally taxing to get through, because you don't have to pay as much as, like, the chip mechanic, which isn't, like, a bad mechanic or anything. It's just not the most fun. But, you know, in general, obviously this is a remake of Rance 1, and obviously it expands a lot more. It's like, what, like 10 hours of content, or 10 more hours maybe. I think most of its runtime is fairly valid. It could be maybe a bit more condensed, less than the actual narrative, but maybe just more like the actual feeling of progression is kind of ass in this game, which I do think holds it back a little bit. Like, if this game had Rance 03, like, I mean, I know the dungeons are fairly the same, but in terms of like the battles being more fun and like progression, okay, I don't know if this is just me or if like I'm ass or this is a universal experience, but like I know I got towards like the end of Rance 1. I was like, alright, I'm gonna beat the game today, and then I ended up having to delay beating it because I couldn't beat Maris. Like, I literally couldn't win until I grinded more. Now granted, if I was smart, I probably would have like cheat engined. But at that time, I was like, it was my first Rance game. I wasn't gonna try it. I wasn't thinking about that. I was like, I mean, I'll try. Nowadays, I think if I went through it, I would probably just cheat engine, which isn't really that good to say. I'm sorry, but you know, whatever. But yeah, in general, I think its gameplay is what holds this game back more compared to other games, but even beyond that, I still do obviously really enjoy this game. If I didn't like this game, I probably would never have continued Rance. So I have to still give credit for that. For one, compared to Rance 1, and maybe arguably all these games leading up to it, maybe, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but compared to that, I think Rance's humor is top notch here. I think this game, I know that eventually some of the people talk about is, you know, Rance himself becomes more, I don't want to say tame, obviously considering what he does, but he becomes less like asshole-ish somewhat, like just a teeny tiny bit, but that's, you know, true. But I think in this game it kind of felt like the prime, like, he is an asshole, he is the hero of the universe, and he will do whatever the hell he wants. And I don't know if I just think more about it more because it was like my first Rance game, so like obviously I wasn't expecting it to be the way it is, but I still look back really fondly on like just his dialogue, his everything in this game. In terms of like the other characters and stuff, like character design wise, low-key, they kind of cooked hard here. Like, specifically like Melee. I mean, oh my god, wait, there's Melee, and then there's like Mills. There's a bunch of girls who have like the same name. But like the weapon shop girl, they low-key cooked. I know she was in 1, 2, you know, whatever. The point is, she's really adorable. And like, I really enjoy the art style in this game. In general, blah blah blah. Peak, whatever. But, I definitely got on a side tangent. I'm not talking about the art. Whatever. Point is, I definitely just spaced out. I'm sorry. But yeah, Rance in this game is so fucking funny. And even if, like, I don't know, I really just enjoy his entire existence here. Even if, like, I'm gonna say some other characters too, like, I'm even ignoring Syl, because that's kind of a given as well. You know, Leia, and someone can prompt the right pronunciation, I forgot already. But yeah, like, I enjoy her a lot. She's, honestly, I've been thinking about her a ton lately. She might look to be my next character video. Ooh, spoilers for my content, maybe? But yeah, I love her so much. She introduces Kanami and, like, the start of, like, her dynamic with characters, like, especially, like, building up to 03, and even, you know, a little brief sneak peek into, with, like, the whole Layzus gang is funny. But, a lot of it is, like, set up and, like, knowledge for what's gonna come later, since this game came out relatively late in, like, the Rance release order. But regardless, it's still, you know, it's so cute. Stuff like, I think Rance's antics in this game just have always been extra amusing to me. Like, okay, I probably shouldn't say all the words, but like, for instance, when he, you know, has protected with the girl who's like, oh my god, is this the bandit boss? It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, why would he do that? He didn't have to do that, but he did it. For the love of the game, like, okay, and like, stuff like with Manad and everyone else too. His like interactions with the the like hotel owner everything is so goofy. It was so crazy to me like, when I first played for it, and I was like, what the hell is happening? But it's so funny. It's so funny. I love it. So even though this game is relatively low, it really partially because of its gameplay, I think it's hilarious, and I don't know, I have a soft spot for it. But please let me know. Am I crazy? Like, is the final boss like way harder than everything else, or did I just suck? I mean, I think I did miss out on some stuff, so maybe that's why. But like, whatever. Brittle One's great. I think if you didn't need to grind at all, it probably, I mean, okay, in the grand scheme of things, it probably would still be in this placement, even if the gameplay was a bit better, but it doesn't help. Also, the OST in this, and like 3, or 03, excuse me, go really hard. I haven't really talked too much about the music for so far, because, like, I don't say they're ass. Each of these have some random bangers. Like, specifically, I think it's one of the battle themes in, like, these two games go hard. There's, like, some one-off kind of bangers in, like, 02, 5D, you know, all that good stuff. But Owen, I really, really, really enjoy Owen's OST. Like, granted, I think it reuses, or not, it reuses. Songs from it are reused in 03, so I think I partially attribute more of them to 03, but it's obviously still the same game. Oh, sorry, the same game. It's still the same songs that are in it. Not all of them, also, for the record. I know there's a lot of original songs to this game, but you get the idea. I really like the OST. It's a banger. So, yeah. I don't have anything else to add. It's cute. I like background in this game still. So next we have number 9, which is going to be a game that feels low, kind of in the grand scheme of things, but you know, I'll make it no secret. I freaking love Rance 3. Now you may be like, where is 03? And obviously, I do have 03 a lot higher than this game. Now, obviously, I don't think 03 is the perfect game. There's probably some stuff that could be cut from it, and it would probably be for the better. Well, not cut, but more like you could trim down its, like, game length. Because it's what, like a 40 to 50 hour game, maybe a little shorter, maybe 30, I don't really remember. And like maybe probably for the best, because Rance 3 is like a 15-hour game, but I do overall love the game a lot more. Mainly, I think part of it just comes from expanding on various character stuff, and especially economy. Economy is one I always think back on pretty often, but in general, every character benefits a lot from voice acting, and like, I don't want to say the art in 3 is bad. I actually love the art in 3, but you probably get what I'm trying to say. Like, I really love the modern art as well. The voice acting is top-notch. The additional kind of perspectives and, like, not scenario. Well, I guess it is technically scenarios. Like, they exist. Some of them existed in 3 as well, but they obviously expanded on in 03, and, you know, I like that. And, you know, in general, and also its gameplay is, it's not better, but I do think that 3 is still, like, really chill to play. And it's kind of got some, like, funniness to it. Like, kind of how 5D, I, like, low-key, like, it's objectively not well designed, but it's so funny that, like, I look back on it kind of funny. I think something I've always thought was, like, really silly about Rance 3 was how, like, you benefit a lot from staying at, like, a low level, and, like, only powering up, like, super late into the game, because you just have Fellas, and Fellas could just choose everything for you. Like, I think that's really silly. It's really amusing. Obviously, it's, like, an auto battle simulator, but, like, I don't know, it's super chill. Like, I have way more fun with it than, like, 2/02, and obviously, like, the 4.x games, that was a 15, Rance 1, I think it's way more fun. Now, obviously, not a humongous bar, but its simplicity is, I think, partially why I find it more, like, fun slash less, like, not even tedious to get through compared to like 01. So yeah, that's partially, I do think part of it comes from like I have a soft spot for it. In general, I do think its narrative is just more interesting than 01, even if its dialogue isn't quite the same, like up to snuff as like 03's is. I think it's still a really cool game, I guess. I don't know, I talked this in my video, so I guess I can kind of recap some of my thoughts from there. But for one, I think the idea of throwing Rance into an actual war is interesting, and I think it allows for his character, you know, obviously he's a fucking goober. You don't need me to tell you that, but I think that it allows for his character to kind of shine in different ways, like how he, like, he's in this room of fucking tacticians, that's the word I'm thinking of, I think. And they're like, dude, what are we gonna do? We're gonna lose. And he's like, let's do this. And they're like, wait, you're a genius. Or it's like, what are you talking about? And they're like, hold on, you're cooking. Like, it's funny as hell. And I don't know, it just adds kind of a interesting role for him to where it's like, obviously, I'm not trying to call Rance smart, but it allows for his character to shine in different ways, and rather than just be like, oh, he's the silly guy, like, he's the silly guy, but he allows us to progress. I think that's fun. I do enjoy what this game does to kind of start and build up, like, Rance and Kanami's dynamic, Rance and Syl, Rance and Satella. Now, obviously, this game isn't, this and 03, I will preface that, obviously, this isn't where, like, Satella becomes, like, my #1 favorite, but she was still really fun in this game. She's also really cute. Get that out of the way. But this game, just in general, established a lot of kind of building blocks for future stuff that gets expanded on, which I guess you could say is what 02 does as well, but it's more interesting in 3 just because of the general plot being way better. But what's it called? Yeah, stuff like how, and then again, another separation between Rance and Syl, showing that Rance is like, wait, I kind of need her, and like his like grumpy ass attitude until they get her back. It's cute. The final boss is, I think the one main complaint. Maybe the one main complaint here, but I know I've heard that the final boss is like way too big of a step up in difficulty, which is probably true. I personally didn't, so maybe I got lucky. I really don't remember, but I never really had it. I didn't have any issues, but I think I've heard people get soft locked there, which, you know, that's obviously stinky, not good, but you know, oh, obviously Phyllis is great too. Phyllis is hilarious. I love her. I think I like her a bit more thinking when I think about like 03, just because I think her voice acting is great, but she was always a standout for me in 3 still, maybe partially because of like how she essentially just carries your game. But yeah, I don't know, it's great. I think 3, I don't know if I should say it was, I mean, no, because scratch what I was gonna say. But to me it was kind of the point where I got, like, obviously, I really liked 01, and I've already said that. 02, it was more mixed, partially due to its gameplay, partially just, in general, not being quite as interesting to me. But 3 was kind of the point where I became, as I kind of said in my video, all of those, I do not want to rewatch that video, it probably sucks ass. But, as I said back then, 3 was kind of when I became more on board with Rance. The Rance series, I guess. Especially because obviously 03 wasn't localized at that time. Like, 3 was when I kind of became hooked, I guess. And obviously, I didn't binge everything in a year. I spaced out stuff decently often, but for what it was, it impacted me, you know, pretty great. In a way, I wouldn't have started making videos like these kind of videos, I think, really about Rance 3. So, I don't know. I have a soft spot for this game in my heart. I do really treasure this game. So, yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. I guess most of my discussion will just come with 03 as well. But, also, those scenes in this clip was kind of hard. like, I mean, I feel like O3 definitely has, in my eyes, the more enjoyable OST. And I listen to it super duper often. But I think that this game, some of it still goes super hard, especially like Ethos themes, I say his name. The blonde theme guy. Beautiful man, by the way. But yeah, that's great. Next we have Rance 4. And, you know, another game that I look back really fondly on. It's a super cute game. This was simply another point where I really loved it. I was like, holy shit, Rance is awesome. Obviously, this game isn't perfect. Its gameplay is probably worse overall than 3, but I'm still willing to look past that for a couple reasons. First of all, the art style in this game is genuinely perfection. I really love how this game looks. The art, the sprites are just so peak. I don't know, I love it. Shoutouts to Toshi and Toshi 2 for having like basically the same art style. I fucking love it. What else to say about? In general, I think that this game, I look back on it fondly, also because it has a lot of really cool lore that gets brought up later on, and I kind of like that. And, like, it's just such a cute game. In general, I think the things I think about most from it are, one, as I talked about in my like character favorite video, I really liked what it did for economy as well. How it has her attempted to kill Syl, and her like trying to figure out what she wants in life, what she's trying to do, how she feels about her like relationship with Leah, all that good stuff. I think about the ending of the game and how I think about the ending of the game, how Rance is like, wait, Syl, are you dead? And she's knocked the fuck out, and he starts freaking out. I think about that super duper often. In general, obviously, it's kind of a running theme that I think a lot about Rance and Syl's relationship. You know maybe I shouldn't say something like head swap in a video like this, but I know I mostly care more about gay relationships. I just find them more interesting generally. But Rance and Syl, they managed to be more powerful. They managed to reign above the slop, and I love them to death. They're the greatest ever. They're so cute. And as a result, I spent a lot of time thinking about them, and obviously 4 is a big turning point. It just kind of further plays up the tsundere sort of attributes of Rance, which, you know, I love that. Obviously, it's not like this is like, oh my god, the romance is the best part of the game, it's so cute, blah blah blah. I don't know how to use that voice, but obviously I'm not trying to say it's the pinnacle of their development or anything. But in general, I just think it's a cute stepping stone for how their relationship continues to develop. What else do I like? It had a lot of great moments for like Shizuka and Maria as well. Like Shizuka was always another character I really enjoyed in this game because I love how she's like such a cutie towards like Maria, like genuinely such a like kind-hearted person, but towards Rance she's like, you need to leave me the fuck alone. I hate you. And I can't really like, I don't say I can't blame her, but like after her getting her plans just owned every single time by him, like, I gotta sympathize with it a bit, right? And it's kind of refreshing in a sense. Like, Kanami has a, not similar, but she had a sort of tsundere thing going on. Not had, I guess has. With Rance, like, leading up until, like, 9. Where she's like, she's the one to admit that she likes him. But Shizuka for a while just kind of carried the whole I don't like you at all. And it was kind of, I don't say refreshing, but it made her pretty memorable and like fun. Also, she's really hot. I gotta get that out of the way, okay? I've gone this far without saying it. She's hot, okay? Yeah. I really enjoy... Who else? I mentioned Maria, mentioned Shizuka. This is also a game I low-key want to replay, because I think for once since I've played it, they've released like a patch that makes the gameplay less tedious. So I might honestly find it more fun, which low-key, okay, spoiler alert for what comes above it. I have Rance line above this game, but low-key, like low-key, if I replay it and like the gameplay is more fun with like the patch and stuff, I could see myself putting it above 9. I'm only having it under because I think its gameplay holds it back just a teeny bit more. But if it's more fun with it, like quality of life, then fuck it, man. It gets a slot increase. But anyway, what's it called? Thinking of other memorable stuff. In general, also this is a game I think I would low-key appreciate more than I've also played the Toshin Toshi games. So that's cool. I think it sets up some stuff for 9 pretty well. Because it covers a bit, I think, with Patton. I remember Hunty. I know they don't do a whole lot here, but... Oh, I guess that's something I didn't mention in 3. But Patton existing in this game, and like seeing how it goes from this to later games is funny. Now, obviously that's not necessarily attributed to 3 specifically, but you know what I mean, right? It's fun. Anyway, what else do I love about this game? Iso's tea is cute. I just love the art style so much. What else? Is there anything I'm blanking on that I want to mention while we're here? I guess in general, I just like what it does for character dynamics. Like, this whole like Layla, Maria, Shizuka, Rick group, and like whoever else is involved with them. That's pretty cute. That's pretty fun. What else? Is there anything else I'm really blanking on? I mean, obviously, what it does for like the actual like world building of Rance is also very cool, and how it just sets up everything that gets brought up in later games, especially 9. Like that's honestly kind of sick. I'm trying to think. Hanmi in this game is really cute. I already mentioned it though. I don't know. I think I'll leave it at that for now. In general, I guess I've brought up the thing that I like the most. But there's definitely more things. I'm just kind of blanking a little, but yeah, I am Rance Boy's biggest offender, which I know may not be fully believable if I only have it at 8. But like, again, I'm gonna kind of state that like, being lowish on like this ranking, I still really like. I love every Rance game. Like they're my favorite. It's my favorite series for a reason. Okay, I swear. Okay. So yeah, we have Rance 4. Next, as I kind of already mentioned, is Rance 9, which I don't know if this is a hot take at all or not. No, I will admit I have a bit more appreciation for this game after playing Mamatoto, which, spoilers maybe, well not spoilers for that game. I mean spoilers as in, maybe I'll make a video on that at some point. I'm currently working on a Toshi video, or editing it. And it's just taking forever to fucking edit. But yeah, I have that, so maybe I'll work on a Mamatoto thing after that. But anyway, I have more appreciation for this game a bit more after playing through that, which it's not literally the same thing as Rance 9, but obviously it took a bunch of different things, or this game takes a bunch of different things from Mamatoto. And I don't know, it was kind of cool seeing just how much stuff they wanted to bring back and like reference from that game. It gives me some newfound appreciation, but the only reason this game isn't really higher isn't because I dislike this game. Like, I still love it. I love Rance 9. And kind of similar to how I love about, like, 3 for instance, how, I guess 4 to an extent, not 4 to an extent, 4, I guess every game, but how it utilizes Rance's, like, random, like, weird strategies, weird ideas, because he just thinks of the most crazy shit imaginable. I think how it utilizes that is really fun. So obviously, I love that. I love characters like Tilde. I love Patton in this game. Patton in this game is such a beast. I know I placed Shayla as my favorite for Rance 9 in that video I did. But low-key, it could be Patton instead. Like, it's sort of hard for me to like completely separate, like, because it's not like literally my favorite character ever for each thing. But you know, when I think about Patton, I I think about him in 6 as well, and it's kind of hard for me to like decide like, is it like all in like channeled in Rance 9? But yeah, in general, Patton in this game is such a gem. He was peak in 6, he's peak in Mamatodo, and he's peak here too. I love him to death. He's like the perfect bro character to me. I love how throughout the entire game he's like, you know, Rance, he's this guy, he got me through some really bad times, he kind of woke me up, made me become a better person. And he's just like, and then every character who's like interacting with Rance is like, you just have to trust me, man. Like he's really a good guy, or like he really helped me. And it just gave him the worst impression imaginable. Like, it's hilarious. Obviously, I love Shayla. Shayla is one of my, for such a, I don't know if I should say relatively, oh, I guess relatively is right. Like, the, like after she was in Kichiko, but her character is, for the most part, really different, so I don't fully count it. But, like, I'm specifically talking about Shayla in, like, 9. And for a character who only has like that kind of one game, she really did stick out to me. I really enjoyed her dynamic with Rance. It's really, it feels almost so distinct. Like obviously it has some similar-ish elements to like Syl, but it still like feels very unique on its own. Especially just due to her, it places I guess more focus on like her conflict and like dealing with what Rance, like dealing with more of his flaws, I guess. That's not that Syl doesn't, but it's not just like a, I don't want this to sound like I don't like Syl and Rance's relationship, but I've been gushing about this entire video. But I think that they have a lot of, Shayla and Rance have a, not more intrigue. I don't know, it's just enough differences in their dynamic to make them really stand out to me. Now obviously by the end, you know, they're oomphs, they're cute, but you know, the building block to the way she feels towards the end is pretty interesting to me. The extra content for all the girls and stuff is pretty cute. I do like overall like what this game does for like Shizuka's character, for instance. I mean, some of them were up in 6 as well, but I think that her like, I think the, I don't know if I should say self-sacrificial nature. But like, I don't know, seeing her be so willing to sacrifice elements of herself, like put herself in someone charm's way for like her sister, and like how much sympathy. This is a loud ass fucking car. But yeah, seeing how much she cares for them, or for her, is really fun. Or not fun, it actually kind of hurts. But I don't know, I think that they're like her character is still overall pretty good. Her each scenes with Rance are low-key, kind of top-notch. Obviously I love this game with Economy. She's such a cutie. I really love her in this game. I think she's super, so cute. Her being like once Rance is like, oh my god, or once like Rance admits that, oh, like I love you, and she's like, wait, really? Oh my god, like this is what I've always wanted. Like their H scenes are so, I know I shouldn't be calling H scenes cute, but like they're so cute. She is so adorable. She is such like a little gem. I love her dynamic with, is it Freya is her name? The ninja girl, and how she just gets outshined. I love how in general, like one of Konami's like running gags is that she just gets outshined by every ninja in the series. But you know, I love that about it. I love Hunty in this game is peak. She's so good. Her like dynamic with Patton is great. Her like how she can run like Freak Steph and stuff is great. Freak in this game is low-key a bro too. Love that guy. What else is there? Obviously expanding on the stuff from like Rance 4 is great. And then Kichiko, obviously Hellman had always been a like area that I was super looking forward to ever since like Hichiko, and finally reaching it is really cool. Also, like a little bit of build up at the end of quests is cool. What else? I don't know. There's just a lot I love about this game, and like some people's kind of love for it, but it's still a game I really love. If you're wondering why I might like 4 more than it, I think it's just some of my old art style bias. I will admit, I don't think Rance's art style is bad. It looks great. I just think I have a soft spot for the 90s like art style a lot. And also, oh, I didn't talk about Tilde. Well, I talked about her. She's also really funny in 9. But, like her whole like head pat thing, Loki? Actually, I know that's her quest. But no, it carries over. I Loki forgot that she was in quest. Whoops. Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, okay. Well, regardless, it still keeps up the whole her silly dynamic here. It's great. I don't know. I have too much to say. I think part of what holds it back a little bit is its gameplay. Like, if this game had Sengoku's art style and gameplay, it would be top 1 game ever. Except not really. But I would probably like it a bit more if it had a bit more fun gameplay. Obviously, it's Fire Emblem. It's when I shouldn't say literally Fire Emblem. But obviously, it's like a bare bones like SRPG. And, you know, I've talked about Fire Emblem a lot on this channel. So, like, you know, I definitely... You know, I got the reputation for, like, I like Fire Emblem. So, like, being a bad Fire Emblem adjacent game isn't horrible, but it's not, like, the best. It's just kind of boring. Like, it's not too hard. Like, I did retry Bell, like, I think the final map for, like, the true, whatever, ending, like, the main route, main ending, whatever the fuck. So, like, I don't know, there's, like, some stuff like that, but, like, it's like, it's not that hard, it's just, like it's just kind of boring. It's just, like, maybe not boring, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say, it's just fairly bare bones, not really excellent in either one way or the other. Yeah, if there's any, for what I like about Rance 4 more, I think it mostly just comes down to, obviously, Rance 9 does a lot good for its characters, but I think I just kind of like, I don't say like the characterization more in 4. That's kind of weird because like 9 builds off a lot of it. But I think I just find like the overall world and like circumstances of 4 to be a bit more interesting. And I think I like, I don't know, I guess I just like some of the moments in it a bit more than I like some moments in 9. But obviously 9 is still great, 9 is still peak. It's not like it's like a bottom tier game. I like it a lot. So, yeah. Let's go on. Next game we have is Sengoku at number 6, which is kind of funny. That's the number. Anyway, not the number. It's... Let me not say the 2 numbers, but, you know, this is 7. And, yeah. Okay, so anyway. Sengoku is a game that I think... Gameplay-wise, it's probably the best Rance game. It's super, super sick. It's super duper great. Love that. It just barely doesn't make it into the top 5 for me, I think. In terms of, it's kind of more, it's also about the gameplay here. Character like some of these other games where maybe its gameplay holds back a little bit. Sengoku is like, I don't know if I should say the opposite problem, but Sengoku's gameplay is perfect. I just don't quite like its story as much as the games above it. Now, again, it's still peak, it's still Rance, it's still a top-notch game that I love. Lots of really, really good things. And I definitely have come to appreciate a bit more, like, lately, compared to when I first played it. Especially as I thought more about characters like Kenshin, Miki. Like, when I did the whole video on her, I was thinking, well, you know, I really like Miki. Now, granted, even if I shilled more about Hichiko, like, it still follows suit with Sengoku. Kohime is a great character. I love her to death. I love what it does for characters like Ursa, you know, even minor characters. Like her fireworks scene is perfection. What's it called? I love what it does for like Syl and Rance's relationship. It's really silly, but you know, it's great. It also shows like another aspect of Syl's character, how she's like willing to kind of maybe not sacrifice, but you know what I mean, like, put herself in big danger for Miki. Rance is, like, how much he comes to Missile. You know, he's just hanging out with a goddamn ice cube at the end. Kenshin, Kenshin's amazing. She is such a funny, silly little goober. I love how she's got, like, the stoic sword girl, you know, wow, she's so cool. And then she meets Rance and becomes super duper moe. It's so cute. I love them so much. I love the random, like, side characters. Low-key go hard too. Like, even though they're, like, literally just in this game and nothing else, like, I look back kind of fondly on them. Like the one blonde girl of Twin Tails that I think she's just one of, like, the rulers or whatever in, like, one of the areas. And I really liked her just because she was so cute. I really liked Ran a lot, actually. Yeah, Ran Nanjo? I think it's her. I really liked her. She was a character I miss a lot. Obviously I know why she's not in later games, because she's canonically dead. Wow! But in Sengoku, I actually, like, I got super attached to her. I think part of it was just, like, she had this sort of tsundere thing going on. Maybe less about the tear and more about the just, I hate you. But I know, I thought she was really cute. I really loved her design. The little, like, puff thingy, like, puff balls. They're super cute. And then I was like, I got super attached. I used her a lot. And then she exploded and died, and I was very upset. I was really upset. Obviously it has, what's his name? Gigas? I'm talking about the Earthbound guy, maybe. You know, obviously, like, the dude is like, I want Rance, and the person who kills Ran. Yay! Characters like the free maid girls who work under, I forget his name, forgive me. But, like, I really liked the one who also dies. I really liked her because, more for what she does in Quest, but I thought her design was super sick. In, I don't know, her dying is kind of cool. Chiwa? Is it Chiwa? Yeah, I liked her a lot. She was randomly just another character I really enjoyed. Even though it's low-key sad. She just owns, but it's more like a quest, admittedly. What else? Who else? Characters like Magic and, I mean, they don't do a whole lot, but just seeing them again, this art style is fun. I'm thinking. Oh, Kentaro! I can't forget my boy Kentaro. I love Kentaro so much. I love how, you know, you have him in, like, little vampire, little princess, whatever, and he's, like, complete goober. And, you know, complete goober. Then you get Takichiko, and he's kind of just this dude. Like, he's kind of a loser. Like, Rance keeps beating him up, but, like, you know, he's a loser pill. He's cute. And then cue back to this game, and he's just back to being insane goober. He's just, like, eating dirt. He's like, Kentaro, level up! Like, I love him so much. I love him. Oh my god, I love him. He's so great. What else? I'm thinking. Oh, the music in this game, fantastic. In general, wait, I guess I should comment on this. I think I slightly attribute this to, like, Kichiko, because obviously it sets up everything. But the, like, demons in this game, fiends, they're all really interesting. They're really cool. Granted, it's more of a Kichiko thing. Yeah. That's cool. Miki, I used to think of Miki also. Like, I love her. But just obviously the feeling that, like, watching, like, the whole, like, demon world take over the, like when they just take over everything and you have to, like, defend for your life, like, it's sick. Obviously, similar to Kichiko, I do love how there's so much content in this game. Like, even ignoring the, like, little character routes, and, like, how that obviously would determine how things go. Just in general, like, all the different characters that you can get, like, it's super sick. Like, just, there's so much content, there's so many different playable characters. Like, I know I beat the game for the first time, which was technically my second time playing for the game, because my first playthrough, I think because of the failsafe that they have to where if you like lose against the demon people enough, it'll just do a time skip and then you can still beat the game on like your first playthrough. I know with that, I probably still could have won in the end, but I basically bricked that run because I didn't get Kenshin. I know I got Urza, but there were so many amazing characters that I didn't get, like unit-wise. So I felt really, like, it was too hard. But then I replayed it, you know, I got through it. And in that, obviously I got Kenshin and like all the other characters. But there's so many other random dudes who are like strong as shit and like broken that like replaying it and getting them sounds hilarious. Like obviously there's like the whole like what's his name? Masamune, I think you can get him in this game. And like the different like Orochi, not Orochi, Orochi's the boss. Right? Yeah, I think. But like just all the different like gods and like monster characters, monster room characters, I guess. There's all those people. But there's also like I do not remember his name right now, but what's it called? I don't think, can you get the Rance boyfriend in this game? I don't remember, you probably can somewhere. But then also like the monk, the other monk guy who I do not remember his name. I'm sorry. But basically, if I mentioned, like, I know in the speed run, I watched like the speed run after I beat the game, and I watched them, like, they were able to just solo like so many bosses with just the one monk dude that I was like, what the hell? This is crazy. So yeah, there's just so many characters, so many different ways to play, so many different ways to optimize it. Like, that's super cool. I think that's definitely like, that's super sick. I'll say it. It's super sick. Yeah, I love that. What else? Oh, I already mentioned the OST is amazing. Yeah, definitely. I do think overall, I like this game's story a bit less than the things above it, which is mainly why I don't have it higher. There's still a lot of individual moments which I've already gone over, but in particular, I will give a shout out to Koahime. I really loved what they did with her character. I felt like okay, this is not my original thoughts, I'm about to say, but one thing, well, not my original thoughts, I've thought them, but I'm sort of stealing the words from just random posts and like tweets, that one of my favorite things about Rance is like the female cast. And in general, I think that, you know, obviously with Rance himself being the way he is, it's not like you want to say like, oh, this is the most like woke like women empowering series ever, but I do think there's so many characters that you go through their stories or characters and you're like, this is really motivational or like inspiring. And Koahime is one of those characters for me. Like her story of like what she goes through and how she comes after, like how she grows after the end and like becomes a stronger person. Her dynamic with Rance is so adorable. Seeing her kind of step up and, you know, having to fight her own brother after just how much, you know, it destroys her, even though, you know, the guy took over his corpse is like responsible for or I don't know if it was him who was responsible or like just one of his lackeys, but obviously in the end it still kind of loops back to being his responsibility, or like the reason she suffers the way she did in pretty much every way. But that's still, you know, her brother, and she's still like, she fights to overcome those feelings and actually be able to fight him. And, you know, when she puts on the armor, it's so adorable. Yeah, in general, her character in this game, I really love, and her growth throughout just this game by itself is wonderful. And I see how she just continues becoming strong. It's great. I love her a lot. Trying to think if there's anything else. But yeah, I guess I should just continue getting it. I'll give an additional. I already just shouted it out, but I'll give another shout out to her and Rance's dynamic. Oh, I love them so much. Oh yeah, and Suzume. I gotta give a shout out to Suzume. Suzume is great. She is fantastic. She's such a funny, like, additional kind of character to join the like main like interactions, I guess, throughout the game. She's so great. She's also really hot. I gotta be honest, you know, yeah, but she's hot. Yeah, I really do love this game. She's great. This game is great. Is there anything else? I don't know. This game is so fun too. Like, I'm praying to God every day that these games do get put on Steam. You know, no issues, so that I can replay this on like my Steam Deck or something, because God, it is so fun. But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't know. If I think anything else, I'll just add, but yeah. Next on our list, we have Rance 6 makes it into our number 5 spot. Yay, Rance 6. Now, I will admit, I will give a... This is technically a spoiler for my placements, but I've talked about enough of my top 3 favorite Rance games enough that some people already know. But this game is pretty interchangeable with 03 for number 4. It's super interchangeable. I've definitely gone back and forth on it a lot. For now, I will have it at 5, but maybe, who knows, maybe by the end of the video, I might change my mind. But Rance 6 is a game I adore so much, and I think I would adore it. I think the only thing that's held that kind of, not only thing, something that holds it back is definitely its gameplay. I love first-person dungeon crawlers. I love the aesthetic. I love the feel of them. Like, I know that's like some people hate the genres. Like some people have a strong hatred for them. And you know what? Fair enough. Hate what you want. I don't care. But for me, I love this. I love the genre in general, right? Like SMT 1, 2, Persona 1. Okay, maybe not Persona 1. Let me not be overzealous. But like old SMT games and like some stuff like Strange Journey, even though I haven't beaten a lot of them, I love playing them. I only dropped them not because of them themselves, because I get distracted with other things, okay? In general, my point is, I have a soft spot for the genre. So going into Rance 6, I was like, yes, I can't wait to play one of these. And with Rance, like, it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be game of the year. And then it kind of sucks ass. The game, like, the battles themselves are fine. The dungeons themselves are probably fine. Like, I'm sure there's random annoying moments, like, encounters, whatever, like, puzzles that suck ass. I don't really remember them too well, but I'm sure they exist. But my bigger problem is that the whole stamina, like, hit system it has going on really, really ruins it. This is something that I don't like in Quest as well, but obviously it's a slightly different game. But in general, if it was just a standard dungeon crawler, no weird, like, you can only use this attack so many times, or you can only use this unit so many times mechanic, I think I would like the game a lot more, because even though it's still, like, grindy, there's also a lot of grinding. I think since I played it, they've released a, like, a quality of life patch that makes it less grindy, for whatever reasons. Like, also, if I could, like, if I played the game, maybe I would use either that, or, like, cheat engine or something, make my life a little bit better. But, so maybe with that, it's less of a grind experience. Unfortunately, I played it too soon, I guess. But anyway, train of thought. Yeah, even though it would probably still be grindy, it would have been less grindy, and at least the grind would take less time if I'm just not leaving to go reset my fucking, like, character usage. So, shout outs to that, I guess. What's it called? Yeah, but anyway, it would have been more fun, and I don't know if I would say that the game would definitely be number 4 over Rance 03, but it would definitely be, like, because it already is contending for that spot, but it would be more easy for me to make the decision, I guess, because basically everything else I love about Rance 6, or everything else about this game is perfect to me, besides maybe its OST. Not that its OST is bad, 03 definitely mocks it, but basically everything besides that, I love about this game. This game has so many amazing, like, pivotal character moments for me. So let's start listing them for a bit. Obviously, Urza's entire character is amazing. She's perfect. I love her to death. She's the best. All that good stuff. Her development is so good to me. She's always just been one of my favorite Rance girls. As I've, like, written more about characters, my, like, ordering of them has gotten a little more dicey, but she's still, like, easy top 5, top 6. I love her so much. Who else? Shizuka is another big, I guess, favorite for me in this game. I love her whole shtick with Nagi and, like, her active revenge kind of getting foiled in a way was so interesting to me, and, like, seeing how Nagi was abusing her, but she kind of let it happen because she sympathized so much for what Nagi went through. Like, she has so much sympathy for her. And that was kind of the turning point for me when, you know, I'd always loved Shizuka, especially, I loved Shizuka a lot in Kichiko, even if for somewhat different reasons, but I loved her a lot in that game. So I was already a Shizuka fan, you know, #1, I love her, peak hot woman. But 6 was kind of the point where Shizuka entered that, like, moment, or, yeah, entered, like, my mental state of, like, wow, I really, really, really like her. She's super sick. Because of just that side of her character, I thought that was great. Obviously, we had always known that she'd been, like, you know, relatively kind to anyone that isn't Rance, but I think just seeing it play out like that was really great. Magic is another fantastic character. I miss her green hair from Kichiko, I'll be honest, guys. I miss that design, but her design in the modern games has grown on me a lot. She's super duper cute. There's her, there's just everything with Rance in general is great. Oh, Kimchi is another character I've talked about, like one of my favorite just random minor characters in Rance. Her, what she does like for Rance's character. In general, Rance has so many like incredible like one-off random dialogue bits that are just like, you think about them later on, you're like, huh, like he's peak. Patton, of course, is a great one. Patton, like entire character in this game, how he is such a bro. I love him so much, just how he grows with Rance. Obviously this further has more separation between Syl and Rance, and how Rance is like, I need to save her, I need her. You know, it's cute. I love them. And I don't remember when the game, I think I'm thinking of, is it 02? I don't remember. But like, I know that there's obviously, it's kind of a recurring thing in these games. It's like, oh, Syl is totally brainwashed, but she's actually like to love Rance, and then she's just like, no, she just loves him genuinely past like a certain point. And I don't know, it's cute. This game kind of plays into that, I think. It might be in 6, but don't quote me on that. And regardless, their relationship is adorable here. Maria is adorable here. Kanami is great here. I don't remember all the like details of all the different like extra scenes that you get. Well, not extra, I think most of them may be required, but regardless, like that you can get through like the orbs on like the main like hub page. Just in general, lots of just amazing ones for every character. What else do I specifically want to mention? A Bert is really funny to me. How he's like, yeah, I'm just this nice dude, and then he's like, actually, I ruined Urza's life, and I work for the demon, and because I do this because I love her, and she's a beautiful mother. He's such a fucking goober that I kind of love him. What else? Carmilla? She's kind of funny. Her, like, demon sidekick guy, I wish they didn't kill him off. I love his design. He's cute as hell, and then he just gets his head cut off. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I love this guy. That's unfortunate. Rocky, of course, is great. I feel like I like bully Rocky so much that like people think I might hate him, but like no, I love him. He's great. He's a silly little dude. I will admit, I'm like Rance. I have a bias for cute girls, but I love him. He's such a goober. Like he's silly. And how he's like, I must follow Rance Sama to the end of the world. Like, it's great. God, I cannot think of literally every peak moment in this game. I'm trying to think what else I specifically want to mention. I already talked about Magic. I love Magic a lot. Her dynamic with Rance is really funny. I forget if it's more in this game or something like Sengoku/Quest, where she's like, I can fix him, and she's just being a complete goober. I don't remember fully, but yeah. I love Gandhi. Gandhi's design in this game sucks ass. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm gonna say it loud and proud. We're an hour 20 in. I can be truthful. I hate Gandhi's design in this game. He looked way cooler in Kichiko. Like his design in the game mogs so hard. Like the little bird guy too. It just mogs. It's so much better. But his character is really funny. I love how he's just like, you king of the goddamn land, and Magic is like, what are you talking about, father? Like, why would you trust him? And he's like, I trust him. I don't care. He's a beast. So, you know, he's hideous. I love him still. Like, he's like my, in this game, he's like my ugly son. I will admit, I guess I might slightly find his role in Kichiko to be a little bit more interesting, but, you know, I'm a Kichiko defender in every way, I guess, so whatever. Is there anything specific? Oh, I mean, honestly, just a lot of the random little side characters, like Caloria? Actually, I've never said her name out loud. I mean, maybe I probably did, like, the character video, but that's an old me. Yeah, sorry, I blanked. I like her a lot. Her little whole, like, light glowing thing is really funny. Trying to think if there's any, in general, I just love a lot of the characters in this game. It has to me, one of the strongest, like, kind of showings for any cast, I think, in a Rance game. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, like, super specific. I don't know. This game, in general, I love, like, everything about this game besides its gameplay. It's why I still look back really, really fondly on it. So, yeah. I love Rance 6. I mean, I guess technically by now, you know, by Kichiko, I was already in it for the long haul. Like, I was like, okay, I'm playing all of Rance, no matter what. But 6 just kind of further, like, pushed the idea that, like, this is gonna become my favorite series of all time. And I mean, it is. But 6 is, like, such an amazing, like, story, characters, etc., etc. It's so good. I love this game. I definitely want to revisit it sometime. Whether it be, again, with, like, whatever quality of life thing that I think came out. I hope I'm not spreading any misinformation. But, yeah. If that, or with, like, Cheat Engine or something. Also, Escapandon! You can't forget her. She's great. She's super silly. I love her in this game as well, of course. So, yeah. In general, it just takes, like, all the characters come back in it. I probably like them, so. Okay, anyway. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. Rance's life-changing lines, too. Like, his doctor fit is hilarious. I like his whole plan towards it. He's like, I'm gonna wear this doctor fit. I'm like, this will work. Yeah. Alright, so next we have number 4, which, as I already alluded to, is Rance 03. And again, this is a game I low-key need to revisit, especially now that it's actually, you know, localized. But to me, this game, it's probably slightly boosted by how fun I think it is. Well, it's not like a super challenging, complex game. Its battle system and, like, everything about it is just so smooth, so fun to play that, like, even if there's probably some technical moments in the story where maybe it drags on, or, like, it has a little too much content maybe, I think it's just so fun the entire way through. There's not a point where I'm like, ugh, I don't want to play anymore because this gameplay sucks. It's just peak the entire run through. Super fun. OST is amazing. Absolute cinema. The voice acting is definitely a big component for, I think, elevating the content in this game. Obviously, I do wish, in an ideal world, you know, I go to sleep, I wake up, every Rance game has voice acting. Wow. But for what this game is, I really do, I think voice acting did play a fairly big part in some of my enjoyment from it. Specifically for every character, obviously. Characters like Satella have such peak voices, and, like, Rance is like, gahaha. All great, all peak. But to me, I think the character who benefits the most from it is Kanami, because her shrieks of horror, her, like, terror, like, everything about her voice in this game elevates her to, like, 10 trillion. Like, I think this game single-handedly boosted Kanami stocks for me, which is honestly impressive. But yeah, obviously the same compliments I gave to 3 can go into this game, just more expanded on with voice acting, so it's just generally more fun. I like the whole war story. I like how he just has, like guy who's like a parody of, like, Grand Theft Auto. There's that guy. There's just so many random funny bits that are great. I feel like I'm kind of retreating stuff I said about 3, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But what else? Like, is there anything specifically new? I don't know. I love the art in this game as well. I guess that kind of falls in line with the like art style, like music improvement, voice acting improvement. But like art style in this game is really good too. The CGs are amazing. I really love Satella. But yeah, I mean, for some reason I loved 3's story. Stuff like how... Sorry, briefly got distracted. Stuff like how it, you know, it separates Rance and Syl, and how, you know, he goes fucking crazy. Syl's just general sacrificial nature. The final fight goes crazy. It goes even crazier now that, for one, it's probably not bullshit anymore, but also the OST is so peak. I don't know. Basically, it's just, to me, it's the definitive way to experience Rance 3, like the character's story, etc. It's not, like, there's definitely some elements to 3 that I do miss. Like, I think 3 does just feel naturally a bit grittier in tone, but just due to the art style and, like, the UI being, like, you know, like black and white and stuff. And, like, I don't know. I think part plays into the art a little bit, but it's still great. Characters like Ether and stuff are all fantastic. I like how, obviously, this is one of the games that saps just the whole, like, fiend / Dark Lord, like, conflict. How it shows that each of them kind of have, like, obviously, there's, like, the grand, like, demon entity world, race, species, blah, 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 blah. But, like, they still have their own agency, and, like, it's, like, a complex thing going on. It's just not, like, one side good, one side bad, everything united. Like, it's complicated. I think that's cool. Obviously, it's a big theme for a lot of Rance games, so, you know, seeing it here is cool. Rick is fantastic in this game. I like how this, if I recall right, it does expand a bit more. Compared to OG Rance 3, I assume it's established that, like, I think Leah talks about her liking Rick in 3, and obviously it's in 4. I think that gets expanded on a bit here as well, since obviously now I have, like, the foresight of what they did. Don't quote me on that. My memory's not the best. What else? I don't know. In general, it's just such a peak thing. Alright, okay, so I went to the bathroom. I thought about it, and yes, can you speak? I guess I should just include other stuff. Like, I really liked. Obviously, Leah, like, her character and I guess role is relatively the same to what it is in, you know, OG Rance 3. But for one, I think her voice acting is cute, and like the modern art is super cute for her. And then also, I don't know. I think it's just the voice acting and like modern art kind of amplifies her a bit here. Especially, you know, I guess I didn't mention that I really like Leah in 3. Well, I'm here to mention it now. I really like Leah in 3 in this game. It definitely kind of further pushed her up like my little mental rankings of like characters and stuff. Because I heckin' love her. Why did I say it so stupidly? I heckin' love her. There we go. But yeah, obviously how the torturer becomes the tortured is a pretty interesting. I don't want to say dynamic, because it's not dynamic, but I don't know. It was always a moment that stuck to me, or stuck with me. Yeah, I don't know. What else? Is there anything specific I want to mention? Like stuff like Maria. I like how you get to control like the tank. I mean, you do that in 3 as well. Okay, I'm just kind of recapping my thoughts on 3/03 here, but like controlling like the tank and like destroying the town and like the killing people. It's fun. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that. In game, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's just so many great moments in this game. And Cell? Is that what her name was? I think it is like C-E-L. Am I crazy? I don't know. Regardless, I like her a lot too. She's silly. I mean, admittedly, I really like her like art and stuff in Kichiko more. Shh. But I always thought it was funny how she's like, Rance, you need to see God. It's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of going in loops here a little bit. In general, I love 3. This game is an enhanced version of 3. And while maybe it shouldn't fully replace them, like I do think OG3 is so worth going through at some point, especially because I might remember some things that it skips out on some point. Well, not skips, but like changes. Maybe makes for worse a little at times. But overall, like it's still, the game is still Kino, man. It's still fucking Kino. So, yeah. Next, as we'll get to the expected top 3, I won't try and make it surprising. Number 3, we have our good friend Rance Quest, and I love Rance Quest. I love it so much. This game, I fucking love Rance Quest. Okay, let me elaborate a little first. So first of all, again, this is a game where its gameplay is kind of stinky. Now, granted, I didn't play this game with the Tata mode on, so I didn't have double EXP. If I had the double EXP, I think my time with it would have been a lot better, because essentially I did end up grinding a lot because I'm bad at the game and it kind of feels necessary at times. So that would have been reduced probably like at least by half if I had the double EXP. So, you know, I'm not very smart for that, number 1. And then number 2, okay, well, I don't know what the number 2 is. I kind of forgot my initial statement. Basically, the point was, this is another game where its gameplay sucks, but I love this game so much that I'm willing to overlook it because of everything else about this game. Like, essentially, you could consider my feelings on this game like Rance 6 Pro Max, essentially. Oh, wait, okay, sorry. Slight backtrack. I think if I had that Tata mode on, it would have reduced, like, my grind time overall and, like, ease of play. So maybe I wouldn't be as sour on the gameplay as I am right now. So I'm willing to accept that and kind of give it a little leeway, because I know that, like, probably most people who, maybe not most, but a lot of people who would have played it would have had it on, or at least, like, turned it on at some point, not literally at the end of the fucking playthrough. So, yeah. I know that would definitely help a lot. So that's why I gave it some leeway. But anyway, basically, as I was saying, for Rance 6, my opinion on this game is, like, it's how I feel about Rance 6 but Pro Max, so where I love everything about it so much that I don't care that it was a pain in the ass to play. For starters, it's probably the funniest Rance game. Like, obviously, I think I've talked about this with, like, every game, probably, that there's a lot of comedy, it's a lot of humor, and it's really up my alley. But, in particular, Quest just has so many amazing, like, pieces of dialogue and just humor that, like, resonate with me so much. It's just funny from beginning to end. Obviously, the entire premise of Rance can't have girls who aren't a certain level. Like, he really can't redacted with them. Because they're just, like, because of the curse. It's hilarious. The whole game building up to, like, I need to fix myself. I need to be uncursed. It's so funny how at the start he's like, I'm just gonna hang myself. Like, I can't do this. There's so many. Rance is at probably his funniest in this game, and it's great. The random, like, there's so many icon. I feel like, okay, I feel like the number 1 iconic screenshot, I swear, is like the Sex 1, Sex 2, Sex 3, and from Rance 4, which is funny. Why from that game? Well, thanks to pop off. And then the second is like the a word I probably shouldn't say, but with the okay, I don't remember his name. The one from Sengoku where it's like follow the path of blank, but like dangerous. Like that's probably the other second popular one. And then the third one, or not third, every other most popular Rance screenshot I swear is from Rance Quest. Like, oh, girls should be treasured. I'm a feminist, you know. Anything with like Crook being like, any of Crook's dialogue is perfection, but her being like, if you don't redact it, you will turn gay. Stuff like, if it's a girl or boy, doesn't matter, like, as long as they're cute, I don't care. There's just so many random pieces of dialogue from this game that just blow up every like week on Twitter, and it's because every dialogue in this game is amazing. So, you know, I love that. In general, it's probably the most funny Rance game. Just, again, I already said, everything is funny. Even the very beginning of the game where it's like, it's me, Rance-sama. I am the king of the universe. I'm doing these stupid tasks because, yup. And, you know, we talked about Syl. He's like, oh, he misses Syl. Syl is the one thing I wish, I know obviously why. She's not in the game. really not in it often, but I do miss her presence, but it's peak otherwise. And it does make her, like, you know, sacrifice in 6. Or, I don't know if I should say sacrifice, because it sounds like she's dying, but, you know. Wait, I said 6. I meant Sengoku, sorry. Obviously, it adds to her character, and it's good. It's great. All that, it makes it so when Rance and, when they both get to have, like, their one brief H scene in this game, and Rance is, like, treasuring her so much, and, like, oh my god. It's so peak. It's one of the H scenes I actually think about the most. Because it, like, oh my god, it's, like, it's so cute. Yeah, it makes that moment just really stand out. Because, you know, he gets her for just a brief moment, and then she's gone again. It's like, man, fuck. So, yeah, that's that. What else is there? Let me think. Obviously, Suzume, her scene where she dies is really tragic to me as well. Even if honestly, I don't know if it was necessary to kill her off. I guess the idea was just that, like, Rance would be too powerful if he had another bad bitch like her on his side, but it's still tragic. I guess they do kind of build up to it throughout the game, and they build up to it in, like, Sengoku a bit as well, with the different ninjas who kind of just like, yeah, we do not live long because we're doing shit to our bodies that makes us, like, I don't know if ill is the word I'm looking for, but, you know, obviously it's not that surprising, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, but it's still unfortunate, I guess, for things like this to actually kill her off. Even though she obviously goes with Kanami's whole thing, which, you know, side note, Kanami's whole thing in this game is hilarious, where she's just like, help, I'm being, like, out fucking shined by ninja in my own brain. Like, it's funny. And, you know, I like that stuff. Reset, obviously a big highlight for me in this game. It's so, dude, her dynamic with Rance is, like, it is the cutest shit ever. I talk about this with Pichiko. I already love the kind of dynamic that Reset and Rance have in that game, where Reset existing shows a new side of him, where he's like, well, I gotta step away from my kingdom for a bit, like, I gotta go see my daughter, and, like, it's super cute. And this game is just full of super cute moments between them, and moments like when, you know, Reset's in trouble and Rance is like, I will do everything to save her and help her. It's so great. Her, like, the kind of trio dynamic of Passed Out, Reset, and Rance is also, you know, perfection. Passed Out's like the biggest girl failure ever. I love her so much. She's so silly, and dude, oh my god, they're so great. What else is there to discuss? I mean, I could talk about literally every character in this game. I don't want to drag it on forever. Obviously, you know, I gotta mention Crook. Crook is amazing. Crook is like, oh my god, I love Crook. I didn't actually mention her much in, I didn't mention her at all in 9. I should say I love her in 9 too, but I love her in this game. And for a while, kind of leading up to, before I had my Am Awakening, and then also just like writing a bit more about other characters, she was a strong contender for my second or third favorite Rance character. Like, I fucking love Crook, and she's still up there for sure. Her dialogue in general is, like, not only is she, like, hilarious at times, right, where she's, like, bonding with Rance over, like, collecting shells, wanting to, she just wants to set things on fire, it looks pretty, but also the way she ties in, like, the whole god of Rance universe is, like, I don't know if the outlet for that in this game, but, what's it called? I'm trying to think of how to word this properly. I mean, I don't know, we obviously see through her how fucked up God is. You know, obviously that ties into Am's character as well, and why her whole plan is low-key sick as fuck. But, you know, and how she kind of defies God in her own ways because she wants to protect Rance and loves him. Like, their dynamic is so good. I love them so much. And obviously, you know, I can't forget the whole peak moment with when Crook is like, she kind of starts out as being not sort of discreetly, I'm thinking of, discreetly self-sacrificial, like doesn't value herself. And until it's Rance, it's like, hey, your life matters. You know, I do what I want to make myself happy, and that makes other people happy. And, you know, him being happy means, like, he can make other people happy. And obviously, you know, his twisted shit aside, it's just my favorite moments in the game. It's low-key probably my favorite moment in the entire game. That she finally kind of realizes, hey, you know, self-sacrifice isn't good. And obviously that ties in with what he says to Kimchi as well in Rance 6. You know, common trend here, I guess, for things that I remember the most about these games. But yeah, obviously seeing it again here in a more, I guess, grand moment in Quest is something that I've always loved, and how it ties into your character. And you know what? The fate of the universe, I'll say it. So, yeah. I really... And obviously, you know, I gotta mention Am. Am is perfection in this game. She's the best. She's my favorite Rance girl. Best girl, period, honestly. She's the greatest. Just the greatest character ever walked this earth. Like, yeah, I can't help it, man. You know, I love Am so much, so I gotta give my credit where that's due. What else? What else do I gotta mention? Obviously Koihime is great in this game. Ursa doesn't really do a whole lot here, so I remember like I did to Goku, but Koihime is adorable, even though she doesn't do too much. The fact she just forcibly joins you, it's funny. Oh, Kenshin's H scene in this game, H scenes, when she meets up with Rance again, oh my god, it's actually the cutest shit ever. Like, oh my god, they're everything to me. I love them so much. She's just low-key really cute in the CG as well, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. Basically, every character who shows up in this game is good to me. Like, at least most likely. It's just such a great cast. The way the humor ties and everything is great. It even brings back characters from 3/03, like Noah, and how she like went from being owned by Satella and now she's just here, and like how that ties into like, oh, Satella obviously is in this game too. She's great in it. She's peak. But what's it called? Hold on, I'm blanking, guys. I'm sorry. You kind of get the point that I just love everyone in this game. I'm just thinking of what other characters I want to mention specifically. It has like a whole Quest for Kari reference going on there. How she's low-key kind of a bitch once you get her is really silly. What else? It has even like Kisara and stuff in it, which is really funny. Obviously I talked about Anne, perfect. She's in the Tilde, obviously introduced in this game, is great. The one like idol girl from Kichiko popping up here is really funny. And a lot of them have their own, like, even if not every subplot is created equal, like, I love most of them. Like, I don't know, I really feel like, I know, like, saying every character is memorable to me and not being able to list off every single, like, memorable interaction to me maybe is slightly hypocritical. Well, not hypocritical, but just like, are you sure, Jordan? But just, in general, I feel like every character is memorable and, like, fun in this game. Like, in their little side stops, their little side stories, side plots, etc., were all so much fun to experience. So, yeah, I don't know. So Shizuka's, she's beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of running out of things to say with it. You get the point. I just think that this game in general is... I'm just trying to think of more things that aren't just like, I love Rance and Reset and Am to talk about, like Cork. Like, I don't know. It's such a funny game. It's peak. Also, it has the one... Oh! I remember I was talking about, I think it was Chio? The maid girl who is exploded and dies. Seeing her in this game actually is kind of partially why I like her so much. Now, obviously, for one, she's really cute. But kind of, secondly, what makes me like her so much is that she reminds me of this game called Tulip, which everyone should play or watch. It's great. And her whole thing of being like zombie maid who has tea and like tea, poisonous tea. That's the thing in Tulip. And I know it's not like an actual like reference to it or anything. I mean, I can pretend it is for the sake of my happiness, but I know it's not literally like, hey, this is what, this is like a reference to Tulip of all things. But to me, it always just, I connected the two in my head, and that always made me look back fondly on it. And on her, and that's why I like her so much. So, yay! But in general, you kind of get the idea. Every character is great. It's fun. It's super sick. I love this game. Funniest game ever, blah, 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 blah. I will stop yapping. Next, we have the obvious, number 2 slot. Our good friend, Kichiko Rance. I could talk about this game for the rest of my life, and I mean, it's peak. It's literally my brand. I have it in like my username on like every website ever. It's either my tag on something, it's just gonna be Kichiko if I can snag the name, or just like Kichiko, Kichiko. I guess that's kind of what you could say, huh? But yeah, I love this game. I've sung its praises so much throughout ever, to where I don't want to be boring here, be typical. That, Jordan shills Kichiko again, water is wet, the sky is blue. But man, it really is such a incredible game for its time that, like, I'm willing to acknowledge some flaws that, like, not kind of exist. That, like, obviously compared to, like, Rance, for example, it doesn't expand much on, like, it doesn't have a whole game dedicated to Zeth. Or like how Rance 9 expands on Rance 9 expands on Hellman, But for what this game does, how it sets up the, like, stepping stones, I guess, to every game leading up to it, or no, every game coming after it, excuse me, is really cool to me. Like, it's so sick. It's such a unique game that, like, I don't know, I can't really think, I mean, okay, there's definitely something that's like it in other series. Like, I'm not gonna act like I've played everything, but it's such an ambitious game that, like, they really put everything into it, that I love it so much. Obviously, I've talked about how, the characters in it, so many great characters, so many great characters. Even if maybe not all of them are as good, quote unquote, as their modern counterparts / like how their modern versions develop, I still think a lot of them hold up really, really well on their own. Characters like Hanami, who have the whole, like, kind of subplot where if you piss her off enough with France that she just gets into another dude and kills him. I'm simplifying that, but how it sets up the ideas of all the demons and how they're honestly still really interesting to me, especially with, like, Miki and how she ties into them, like the Demon Lord / Demon King, I forgot what specific wording, but the Demon King ending with Satella, like Hornet is great. God, there's so many things. Shizuka I've already talked about, but how her tragic ending. Also, the idea of just having, like, obviously a good ending for every character, but all, like, the bad endings are so interesting too. Like, beyond just, like, when I think of a guy who only talks about Fire Emblem, obviously it's something like Fire Emblem, a character's bad ending is probably just them dying. Like, whatever. But in, like, this game, it's more than just, oh, they're dead. It's like, oh, they had the most tragic fate imaginable. That's so cool. Like, I don't know. Like, especially like Shizuka, right? Other characters too that I'm just, blanking on. Obviously, like Syl and stuff. How she just gets tortured to death if you get her bad ending. How you can't have two characters coexist. And, I mean, obviously, I know that you can just technically, characters can just die in combat. So, like, that part is, like, fine. But, I'm talking more specifically about, like, their, like, overarching, like, story, like, misfortune endings. Specifically what I'm talking about. But, yeah. I was talking about, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, like, how you can't have, like, Leah's and Still Alive, sorry. You can't have Leah's good ending if Still Alive because, like, her requirement is to have Syl be dead. How in general this game kind of builds up Leia's insane behavior that makes me love her so much. You know, that's great. What else? Every character in this game is still great to me. Like, I love them. Stuff like Manad has like cool subplot. Everyone has a cool subplot. Like, it's sick. Obviously, again, I know compared to, you know, modern entries, not everyone is maybe treated equal. But stuff is like, so many random moments are just so memorable to me here. Like, especially like Gandhi being like, I will blow myself up with this bomb. Like, the whole like nuclear bomb plot in like Zeph was always so interesting to me as well. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Obviously the OST is amazing. I love all the demons. They're all very cool, very interesting. I was talking about like how Reset and Rance's relationship start here. I don't know. I guess I've already stated enough. Like, it's a game that I can't talk about forever. But I don't want to talk about it forever because I've done that so much already that, like, you know, I need some interesting new content here. You guys know how much I love Kichiko. It's the greatest game ever, secretly. I don't know. I think I might end my segment here. Okay, is there anything else specifically that I want to talk about? I don't know, just, it's so ambitious of a game. It's so cool, man. Like, how... It's honestly... Okay, this game existing has, like, genuinely changed my brain chemistry, because, like, there's so many random small tidbits that, like, I can, like... I think part of what I like talking about this game so much is that I can just log on a random subplot and I can talk about it for, like, an hour. We're not literally an hour, but, you know, like, I can just ramble about it. Oh, I guess I should mention, obviously, its gameplay is really good too. I think it's not why I love the game so much, but it is a contributing factor to, I guess, how the game is structured is part of what makes it so memorable to me, because you can make so many choices throughout the game. Now I'm just like, oh, this unit lives, or oh, this unit dies. Like, so many branching paths, different misfortunes, fortune endings for everyone, stuff like. The kind of default example I give everyone is like, oh, you know, you have the like amusement park like area, and you can like, the lady, she has her pity story, and it's like, damn, I actually feel bad. Like, you know, you could either fight her and you don't have to spend money on like their place. You could save her and like her, like honor her, what she wants to, like her legacy, and if you save the place, but then you have to spend more money every round, like just stuff like that. It's so many branching choices, so many branching things. It's like Sengoku Pro Max in a way. I would say Sengoku Pro Max, honestly. It's so cool. How everyone's playthrough is probably gonna be different, just because of all the different outcomes that can happen. Even if some of it maybe is a little bullshit, like Millie, the older sister of the tiny girl, she could just keel over and die if you don't blow to hospital in time. That's kind of maybe a little bullshit, I will admit. But, you know, who cares? It's funny. I like it. I'll defend it just because it's funny. Also, because I do actually really like what that does for, like, other characters. Like, characters dying, having consequences / enabling other things to be seen is really interesting. Like how Syl obviously dying can lead you to like the Demon King ending, because Syl isn't there to stop Rance from, you know, committing not good act on Miki. Well, killing her. I don't know if I said that, but you know what I mean, right? Like his reason, like how Syl is kind of, Rance is like, not a personification of like his good person, but like she obviously can't hold him back, but when she's not there, he can get all these bad endings, which is really cool. There's that, obviously, with Millie, leaving the little sister behind. Obviously, even if the way you can lose her is kind of bullshit, I do like that after that happens, you can see Rance comforting the little sister and being like, I'm sorry that this happened. And like her going through all that grief and like bringing flowers and stuff to her grave. it's honestly really touching. Like, I know that some people be like, oh, Rance is such an asshole in this game, and like it's definitely, or like so cruel, so evil, and like I mean it's true. Like obviously the game is brutal King Rance. Like what did you fucking expect? But I do think that one thing that makes this game always stand out to me is that it obviously it shows like I guess you could almost see him at his worst in a way, but it still shows other sides to his character as well, like him going through grief, sadness, like stuff like him carrying Syl's dead body back if you get her misfortune, because she just dies in the prison. That shit, it scarred me for life, man. Like I still think about it every day. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really think this game is something like, oh, it's needlessly cruel. Like I think what it does for everyone and like their character is perfect, and it's part of what makes me love this series so much in the first place. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything like specific that else I want to mention, but I don't know. I just love this game so much. It's so peak. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll call it there. I think. Because I've talked about choices, gameplay being really fun, like strategy, winning it feels great, you know. Even if Sengoku's more fun, this game obviously walked so Sengoku could run, so shoutouts. Different options, sick. I don't know, I think you guys get the point. I could ramble about Kichiko forever. It's peak, it's peak, it's peak, it's peak. Yeah. So, obviously, with all these games, that means there's one game left, and I will, you know, I do kind of want to talk a little bit about spoilers. So, here's your spoiler warning now. Obviously, the next game, number 1, is Rance X. You know, big surprise, it's the only game left. So, you know, oops. That was definitely loud. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Yeah, obviously, Rance 10 is number 1. If you know, want to click off now because you don't want spoilers or anything like that, understandable. Thank you for watching. This is a long-ass video. You know, I hope this background noise, it was nice for you. It was relaxing. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll have a timestamp at the end, I guess, in case I mention anything else, but, you know, you want to click off, that's understandable too. Thank you for watching. So, you know, timestamp on screen, blah, 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 blah. Gonna start rambling about spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, Rance 10. Oh my god. This game is so peak in the same ways that I give a lot of credit to Kichiko about everything. This game is... I really do love what it does for everyone. Obviously, not every character gets maybe the amount of screen time they deserve. You know, I know that there's cut content. It's not literally the perfect game, but to me, it's the most perfect. The best game ever. Like, literally the best game ever. Like, my favorite game ever. Nothing will ever top it. I'm very confident in saying that nothing will ever top this game for me. Obviously, gameplay-wise, it's amazing too. It's super fun. It's like it's the first good gacha game. Lol. No, but for real, oh my god, its OST is amazing. You know, I gotta get the like service level like things out of the way. Like I really love its OST. It's probably the OST I've listened to the most, besides maybe O3's. Like it has like literally my favorite Rance song ever, Blood Memories. Everything about this game is amazing. For more specific things, because good lord, I mean, honestly, talking about it here, there's literally too much to talk about for this game. So, I guess I can't. For the sake of time, I can't. But for some things that I like a lot, for one, I love how it brings together everything in Rance. Like, obviously different areas, great stuff like how it kind of is a Kichiko. I don't know if it's a Kichiko Pro Max, but it plays with your expectations of a lot of stuff because of Kichiko, which is really cool. I love that. I love that a lot. I love the different fiend, demon plot lines, stuff like the different branching pathways you can get with them too sometimes, but just they're all super interesting. And just more expanded versions of themselves from Kichiko, which, hey, I like a lot. it's fun. You know, every character in this game is peak. I love them all. But to me, I guess some specific highlights beyond Rance himself, because he's always the GOAT, would probably be Satella, because I love what they did for her character here. Building up the whole tsundere thing from like 3 and then Quest, and I guess Kichiko, was really interesting to me. How they made her role just be like this super silly goober, and also be like #1 Rance fan. And also about how she, you know, she gets to come along with Rance. Her dynamic with him is super funny, but then she also takes on that role of helping him in part 2. Like, it's so cute. It's so cute. Her H scene at the end of the game, or end of part 1, is peak. Obviously, bringing back Bird is, and what he does at the end is crazy. It's so crazy to me, especially with how, like, in Toshin Toshi, I also gained a newfound appreciation for this game after playing Toshin Toshi 1 and 2. How, also I think 3 has some characters who are in X as well. I mean, obviously, I reversed the order, but I should say it for that, but you know what I mean. Like how Bird, it was said to have like an arm cannon in Toshin Toshi 1, and he just fucking blasts Syl at the end of part 1. It's crazy. I cried, and how that decision makes Rance, you know, lose his reason, lose his like brain cells, and sacrifice himself to save Miki. You know, by the end, he's still following that principle. Like, oh, you know, he's don't be self-sacrificial. You know, that's not good for you, man. And then he does it for a cute girl. Like, at the end, he kind of does what he says he shouldn't do. Like, it's so peak. You know, Rance's reaction to Syl dying is heartbreaking as fuck. Yeah, I really love part 2 in general. Also, how part 1 has like, I mean, both part 1 and part 2, you have like Toshin Toshi characters like Dogi. I know he has Yora pop up in part 1 as well. I think it has some like random demons that pop up there too, who are also in Toshin Toshi /2, which is like, wow, this is really cool. This game by itself makes me want to play through like not every other subtitle. I know obviously not all of them have references to in X, but it makes me want to go through them more and see everything that comes up in this game, because it's so cool to me how they just did that, like, for the love of the game. What else? I mean, I don't know, I just love all the different branching paths, different like endings, different content. It's so great, even if it's obviously not to the same level as Kichiko in some ways, like how not really every character has like a good ending and a bad ending, stuff like the whole conflicting thing with good characters or good endings and bad endings aren't quite the same. Obviously there are characters who I think won't join you if you have like XYZ other character and stuff, like branching stuff like with Am, I think. Which, side note, shout out to Am being back in this game. She's so perfect. I love her. Go, my queen. I'm so happy she came back. She's so good. But yeah. It's not quite the same as it is in Kichiko, but it's still really great. It's still peak. There's still plenty of like different paths, different endings and stuff for different characters that are still pretty meaningful to me in part 1. You know, what it does for characters like Shayla, Leah, Magic, everyone is great. Again, I already talked about the demon stuff a lot that I'm a big fan of. I love, and I think some other characters who I think have benefited a lot were, okay, I don't like the 2 demon sisters that I think they pop up in 6 as well, but I remember them more in 10 because like they expand them. Obviously they're in Kichiko as well, but you know, they get expanded a lot here. They're really silly, really funny in those games. In this game, they made the red one, forgive me for not remembering her name because I love her a lot. They made her so adorable. Like, she cooked so hard in that game. I love her in X so much. And obviously when you get her sister and they have the whole, she has the whole tsundere thing going on, but she does care deep down. It's like, oh, it's cute, it's cute. Yeah, I know, I just love them a lot. Expands on everyone, makes them all better in my eyes. Random one-off funny moments like Kawahime being like the thing that can kill, like her poison killing the one like gluttonous demon is funny as fuck. What else? I mean, I could go on. I don't want to go for every single moment in this game. There's so much content, and I love it all. You know, I've been playing through 100 Line, and that game is pretty great, pretty freaking great. I love it. I love it a lot. But to me, playing through it, it made me realize a lot of this content is slop, and you know, it's okay. You know, some slop is it's fine, but like there's a lot of slop. And the entire time I was just thinking, man, if only they learned from Rance X and had only peak. Like honestly, I loved like the entirety of this game. Like genuinely the most fun. Maybe not literally the most fun game, because I still think Sengoku has like the better, I guess, more fun / engaging gameplay on like a design level, but in terms of like just how much content there is to explore and like experience and how it flows in the game, X is definitely like the most engaging game I've ever played. So, you know, shout outs to that. Obviously I haven't talked about much about part 2. Part 2 is great too. I know that one's a little bit more controversial, people, but I do personally, I'm a big part 2 fan. I still love the way it ends. I love like characters like Korkutsa especially. I do understand the grievances of wishing it didn't swap off to another character as like a protagonist, especially to a silent character. It's a little unfortunate, but I do still love the overall, like, I guess, theme / meaning behind part 2 of it being like, you know, throughout all these games, Rance has literally left his impact on the world, and in part 2 it kind of all comes to fruition and they all are the ones saving him. It's super cute. Characters like Reset and stuff get to shine a lot. I love all of Rance's kids. They're all amazing. Characters like Dark Rance getting kind of more development / like screen time too is also great. Also how like, I mean, it's more of a part 1 thing, I guess, but how one of the gods falls in love with Rance and how that ties into like part 2 as well. God, there's so much. What else? I mean, I blanked. But the point is, I love everyone. I love all the kids. I love how it has like a Toshin Toshi part. I can't wait to replay this game once it's in English because, okay, well, everything about the game, obviously, but the Toshin Toshi stuff is so cool. Oh my god, I definitely appreciate it way more now. It's great. What else is there? I'm blanking. Oh. What else is there? I don't know. I love Rance X. Oh wait, okay, I was just talking about Rance. I used to just talk about the Toshi stuff. Yeah, it's really cool that all this stuff they have a whole segment to it. Like, because at the time, I think I kind of knew about it a little bit. Like, I knew about Toshi. It's probably something else. But, like, I didn't know to the extent of what it was. So, like, seeing it, playing for those 2 games myself, it's really cool. Like, I have some friends who've been, like, they're going through kind of all the Rance games in order. Well, I should say, like, Alisoft games relevant to Rance lore in order. Well, I don't know if they're gonna keep doing it, like, literally all of them. Because that includes stuff like Momototo, and I don't know if they're gonna do that. But, you know, I'm getting a little sidetracked. The point is, like, I know some people who are like, oh yeah, I played through Toshi 1 and Toshi 2. And it's like making me think, oh man, like the payoff in Pen is gonna, in Rance is gonna be so worth it. I can't wait to play Toshi 3 as well, to kind of see how that ties in with stuff in that game as well. But yeah, in general, I love Rance 10 so much. It's so ambitious of a game. And like, obviously it's not, again, I know you can't say it's literally perfect. I know it cuts off stuff that would have been cool to see, blah 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 blah. You know, stuff that maybe I even like more in Kichiko than I like how it is in X. But for the most part, I'm willing to overlook its flaws and, you know, some imperfections, because to me, it's still the best game ever. And also because the final boss, like, the final boss of part 2 is literally the best final boss in any story video game ever. It's just what it represents too, for showing humanity actually kind of like overcoming the demons there. Like, you know, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I love it so much. I fucking love it so much. But yeah, in general, it's just a perfect game to me. I really, really, truly doubt that anything will ever top this game to me. Which is impressive, because when I played for Kingdom Hearts 2, I was like, damn, this shit is really fucking perfection. But it still doesn't beat Rance 10. So that's how you know, guys, I'm dedicated. I'm dedicated 1000%. So, yeah. That's, I think, it. Is there anything else I want to talk about for Rance 10? I don't know. Again, it's literally, you could talk forever about this game, and it wouldn't even come close to scratching all of the content. But yeah, to me, it's the most perfect game, the best game ever, and I love it so much. So, yeah, let's just end on a positive note. Yeah, woohoo! So, with that, we have all of the Rance games ranked. Yay! I definitely really wouldn't change any order of anything here. You know, we got everything listed. Again, the only things that are kind of close is like, these two could swap. Maybe one day they will. Or, yeah, one day this could swap. Cause I might personally love Rance 6's story a bit more than 03's, but 03 is way more fun to play, and like, I still fucking love 03. So, you know, there's that Sengoku. Nah, I think it'd always be here. You know, Rance 4 could be above here, but you know. Oh, I didn't show it full quickly. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, in general, this is like about how it would be for me. So, yeah. Thanks for watching me rank everything. I hope you enjoyed listening to this yap session. I don't think I'll split this up into 2 parts. I think I'll just leave it all in one. So, you know. Just see it for the long haul. Yay! Yeah. I could talk about this series forever, man. Holy fuck. Okay, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch. Everything, all my links to social media stuff is in the description. I'm not active on everything equally, but you know, it's all there. I might as well stay consistent, right? I'm in the midst, I've already mentioned this, I'm in the midst of editing some stuff. But I still want to keep doing more unscripted content, just as an aside during school when it's not as time consuming to actually produce content. So, thank you for all the support, thank you for being here, thank you for everything. Thank you for watching, and I hope, I'll see you around, and I hope you have a great day.